I'm clinical psychologist Dr. Ali Mattu, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 things you should do when someone you're close to is going through a very difficult experience. Most of us really struggle helping the people in our lives when they're going through something really difficult, a crisis, or something unexpected has happened to them. We try to think about the right thing to say, and it always eludes us. It's never quite there. We can't quite find the perfect words, or we don't know what to do. We worry about making the problem worse. And if you're anything like me, that usually leads you to not do anything. I mean, the whole reason I'm making this video is because I just reached out to one of my friends who's going through something very difficult right now, and I avoided doing it for a while now. I was trying to find the right time to do it, but there's no right time to do it. There's this idea in psychology and mental health called social support. And across so many different studies, we're finding that social support, being there for someone, being able to help your friends, your loved ones when difficult stuff is going on, it's what helps people with grief. It's what helps people to be resilient. It's what helps people to heal when they've gone through difficult things. And even if you reach out to someone, but you don't immediately hear back from them, you've sent a message that you are willing to be there, and maybe in the immediate aftermath of whatever they're doing, they don't have the bandwidth to reach back to you and say thank you so much for your message, but they'll remember that you did reach out, and in the weeks and months to come, they'll know that you're someone that they can go to for support. What I'm going to share with you are the top 6 things that I've learned that can help you reach out to someone. A lot of these come from this amazing book called There Is No Good Card for This: What to Say and Do When Life is Scary, Awful, and Unfair to the People You Love. This is by Kelsey Crowe and Emily McDowell. Really, really good book. I definitely recommend checking it out. Number 1, try. Just try. If you're thinking about reaching out to someone, and especially if you've been thinking about it, then it's pretty obvious that this is someone important to your life and something very difficult is going on for them. So it's more important just to put yourself out there than to try to get it just right. So even if you mess up in some way, you don't say the right thing, or you're reaching out too early or too late, whatever it might be, that stuff doesn't really matter. What's more important is you're communicating to the other person that you care about them. And that doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to happen. Number 2, listen. You are not going to be able to fix their problem. You're not going to be able to give advice that magically creates a solution that they haven't considered. That's not your job. That's not your purpose. Your job is to be there, to listen, and to support. If it's a loss that has impacted that person's family too, they might all be going through a difficult experience. So that support that would normally be there isn't. So there's probably a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff that's happening inside of them. So just having someone that they can listen and talk to is going to be immensely healing. Number 4 is ask. Specifically ask, how are you? You can also ask, how are you today? How are you right now? When someone is in the middle of a crisis, or they're dealing with some type of health condition, or they're grieving a loss, things can change a lot day to day. And how they're feeling yesterday might not be how they're feeling now, or how they're feeling in the morning might not be how they're feeling in the evening. Don't make assumptions about where they are or what's going on for them. Just ask them, how are they doing today? How are they doing now? How are they? Number 4, make it about them, not you. When you're in these situations talking to someone who's going through something difficult, it can be really easy to say something like, well, when I had to break up, this is what happened to me. You don't quite know how someone else is experiencing something, even if it's something you've gone through. If it's a breakup, the loss of someone that they love, a health condition, we all experience those things very differently. So don't make it about you. Don't talk about your own feelings or your own experiences. Ask them about how they are experiencing it. If you're talking to someone about something that is that there's stigma around, like for example, I lost my brother to suicide. He died by suicide. And whenever I'm talking to someone else who has also lost a family member to suicide, or there was a suicide attempt in the family, I share that I too am a survivor of this. I've experienced that. I'll quickly follow that up with, and I know everyone experiences this differently, so how are you experiencing it right now? Looking at my notes, and I can't believe I didn't say this, but make sure you never say, I know how it feels. Because you don't. You don't know what the other person is feeling. You don't know how they're experiencing it. Number 5. Offer to do the thing you're good at. What a lot of people tend to do is they write an email or send a card that might say, please let me know if there's anything I can do for you. That's not that helpful, because if you put yourself in the perspective of someone who's going through a difficult crisis, there's a lot of help and support they need, but they often can't think like, okay, like, well, what is, let me think about how I could use all these help, but he lives so far away from me. I don't really know. And then they don't end up asking for any help. Instead, what you should do is offer the thing you're really good at. There's something that you do that you perform better than most people around you. Maybe you're really good at errands and chores, or maybe you're really good at cleaning. Maybe you have a very good sense of flowers and you can pick out flowers, or maybe you're a good baker, or you live near a great bakery, or maybe you're someone like me and is not good at any of those things, but I'm a really good listener, and I like helping people by just offering to go out for a coffee and just listen to what's going on. Or maybe I can bring over a DVD from my collection and we can watch some movies together, or just play some video games together. If you're offering the thing you're really good at, that's going to be easy for you, you're going to do it well, and it'll help the other person just to feel connected to you. That gets back to that idea of social support. It's an easy way to help in a very difficult time. Number 6, don't impose your beliefs on the other person. So maybe you've gone through difficult stuff too, and you've formed a belief about what happened and why this happened to you. You've found a way to make meaning out of the difficult or the traumatic thing that you've experienced. But the other person is just in the middle of their crisis right now. It takes a lot of time to form that meaning, to get that perspective. No one has it when they're in the middle of all of that. It can be very frustrating, really invalidating, or it just might really piss off the other person you're talking to if you say something like, well, everything happens for a reason. Have you ever been through a crisis? And if so, what was the thing that helped you? What did other people do that helped you deal with that situation? And what do you like to do when you're helping others, when they're going through challenging situations? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you want more videos about psychology and mental health. And if you'd like to help me make more videos and get some behind the scenes content in return, check out my Patreon.